Good morning. Good morning. Today we're going to be talking about self-care routines. Do you have a self-care ritual that you really love to do? Well, I'm going to go ahead and run through a bunch of examples that worked really well for me, some of my clients. So maybe you can pick and prod and change up your routine. Cheers. Enjoy the show. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk Chair Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the absolute best person you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. This morning, we have a fun one. Good morning, good morning. Thanks for tuning into the show. Today, we're going to run through items on my self-care routine, and then hopefully it'll get you inspired this morning to start thinking of your own self-care routine, rituals that you're practicing day in, day out, other things you could possibly do to research, fun topics, ideas, anything that we can do to feel better, be healthier, and be more productive for the people we love and care about most, right? Including ourselves, our friends, our family, our clients, whatever business we're in. Awesome. So we're going to start with, these are all just examples of self-care routines that I personally do and that have worked really well for me. There's millions of videos on self-care routine. There's millions of options. So we got to figure out what works for us and try to keep, I think the biggest thing I've been learning up for myself is not be so harsh these routines are for our benefit, right? It's not this like strict thing that we have to do in this second, in this moment, and let that inner critic come in and be a total a-hole to us if we don't do every little thing perfectly. So again, these are just to make us feel better, for us to perform better, and just enjoy life more, right? It's not that serious. So I want to preface with that because that leads us into our first one. So that leads us to books. So these are the two books I'm reading right now. I usually, when it comes to reading books, I don't read more than one or two at a time. But I used to care very deeply if I finished a book. I used to be like, oh, I need to completely finish. I need to commit. I'm missing out on this. Versus I'm just reading because I genuinely enjoy reading. I love getting new information. I love just bundling up. Last night, instead of watching TV, I was just bundled up on the couch. Cute, nice warm blanket with a warm cup of chai tea with a little bit of honey in it. Very delicious, by the way. And I was just bundled up and I was reading this book. It's called The End of Procrastination. The End of Procrastination with Peter Ludwig. This is a shout out to one of my buddies who actually gave this to me, but this one's really good. I like this book a lot. And then I like philosophy, and then this is the other book I'm reading. This is just The Philosophy of Aristotle. And this guy, he just explains the different books that Aristotle had written: metaphysics, logic, poetics, politics. So this one's a more challenging read, but I like having one book that's a little more challenging for myself. But again, if I do not finish these books, I don't care. And that's okay. But I want information out of them. They're good ideas. Honestly, I get most of my ideas for the morning shows. This is episode 395, right? So we need a lot of ideas. So reading books has been really helpful with generating ideas. And where do we put all of these ideas? What goes to our second self-care is journaling. So getting into our second self-care routine, I like just pen and paper. There's something about it just being plain pen and paper that I really do like. I finished up my book and it's coming out. It's coming to my house in the next couple of days. Really, really excited. Worked really hard on that sucker. So I'll start using that. But, well, that's tied to the class that we'll talk about here in a little bit. But just general journaling, it's hard to go wrong with just a piece of paper and a pen. I've always done really well with that. Things that we could write out, just what are 3 things that you're grateful for? What's something that's on your mind right now? If you could only complete one task today, what would it be? These are all great writing prompts, and you can look on the internet and there's millions of other ones, but those are usually the ones I stick to. Like, what do I really want to get done today? What are things that I'm grateful for? What's going on in my life? What's something that's having like yesterday I was journaling, and I have a hard time with reaching out to people, telling them about the one-page life plan, the coaching program I do with people, and I'm just giving it to free. I'm giving it out to free to friends and family and stuff. And then I had some people who were like, I don't really want it. I guess it's if it's free, and they're not like super pumped about it. I'm like, that kind of bums me out. That kind of so I like to just use journaling as an outlet for me. But again, I'm so grateful for just my girlfriend, my family, like my mom, my brother, my sister. I get to see my brother this weekend, by the way, so I'm really excited. So I'm journaling about the things that we're doing and upcoming. And journaling is just a good way to just vomit so much of the chaos in our heads out on the paper. But pen and paper has always been great for me. Okay. The next one up we have is red light therapy. Red light therapy. This one's an interesting one. I'm going to get it real quick. So good morning. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. So this is our red light that we have. So this is great for, and a little pro bono. It sounds weird, but hear me out. I actually do use this, and I get naked and I put this over my like underneath, so I'll be standing over that naked. It's really good for males, really good to use this stuff on your nuts. Good for testosterone, reducing inflammation and stuff like that. It's weird. So I don't know so much for the girl part. I'll have to ask my girlfriend a lot more. She's way more knowledgeable on this stuff than me, but really it's just good for reducing stress, relaxing, waking up. It's just such a I use it in the mornings because it's a really nice, gentle way to get up in the morning. But yeah, this thing's freaking on. This thing's pretty awesome. So if you've never done red light therapy, I know a lot of gyms, like local gyms, have them. So maybe you go to a gym and try out that. But we bought this light. They're kind of expensive, to be honest with you. But you can do your research and try and see if you can find an affordable option for you. But red light therapy, I think, is really cool. I'm playing around with it, and I don't know. I don't know if it's just the placebo effect, or if like the light on my nuts is actually giving me more testosterone or what, but I'm going to keep playing around with it, and I'll be making sure to let you guys know. So hopefully that wasn't too much information, but I'm just being real on like things that I'm doing that are helping me. Okay, this was red light therapy. I'm going to set this to the side again real quick, get it out of the way, put it in a safe spot, because like I said, those things are kind of expensive. So, all right. Next up we have is warm lemon water. We use this thing to just warm up water. Very good. Shout out to Drew Barrymore, her products. Right? Hey, Drew, if you want to sponsor the show, I'd love to take some of your money. But this is just a tea kettle that we use to warm up. I think it's just easier than on the stove. And it just warms up water. I make a lot of tea with it. Like I was saying, I love drinking warm tea and reading books. It's one of my favorite things in the world to do. But this is pretty cool. It's, it's easy. And warm lemon water is really good in the mornings. My girlfriend's been doing it a lot more than I have lately. But when I have been drinking it, it just settles my stomach. So if you have stomach issues, I've always had kind of a more sensitive stomach when it came to eating certain foods or just digesting things in general. So if you start your mornings maybe an unsettled stomach, it just relaxes me. Not only that, but it hopefully not too much information, but it helps me go to the bathroom. Relaxes my stomach, just calms me, reduces stress, a lot of those good things. So maybe you want to start your morning off with some warm lemon water. That's pretty good. Okay. Next up we have here is cold showers. This is the one the ride or dies know what I'm talking about. This stuff's intense, but I promise this stuff is so good. It is so good. It's horrible, but man, it is so good. That's for my class. We'll talk about that in a minute. So this one is, let me go back. Let me zoom in. So that's me just in very cold water. And that's, yes, that is ice. That is snow. That is from last winter. But I just wanted I could have taken a picture by the cold shower, but I didn't know if that'd be proof enough for the internet. Either way, but that's me getting out of the water. You can see the ice and the snow on it. but we live right on a river. And in the wintertime, I'll just get in it. And it reduces a lot of inflammation. It's very intense. But I've gotten a ton of benefits out of it. I feel amazing when I do that stuff. So that's me probably talking about how I'm very, very cold in that moment, but I've gotten a lot of benefit out of it. I don't stay in there more than a couple minutes. If anything, they do the polar plunge and you just get in and then you just get out immediately. So if just sitting in there is way too much, I wouldn't start that way, but I've been doing this for a while. I do it 4 or 5 mornings a week where I'll just get up, just straight out of bed into the ice cold water. It sucks. It's horrible. But man, it is something about mental toughness and resilience that I can't even describe. I know David Goggins talks about just doing one thing that sucks a day and how it can really, it can just benefit your toughness and your resilience. But okay, cool. Cold showers in the morning, or you can jump in a cold river with a bunch of ice in it if that sounds funny too. Okay, let's get into the next one. So the next one up would be meditation. So this is my next on our list of self-care. If you're just joining us, good morning, good morning. These are items on the self-care routine, what and why I do it. So we just got done with cold showers. Now we're talking about meditation. This is a video from my class in the one-page life plan, but in each week, you're going to get a breathing exercise. You're going to get a tutorial on it. I'm a big believer in meditation now. I used to not be in the past, but man, it is. We understand that exercise is so good for keeping a strong body, but meditation is the push-ups of the mind. Just doing the push-ups for the mind, I think, is so helpful with the biggest problem I'm really trying to help with is destroying this inner critic. We're just creating a relationship. Stop fighting these internal thoughts and feelings that are in our head, because that fight is what's causing a lot of us suffering and pain. And I believe that doing breathing exercises, doing meditation is exactly the key to just being in a more peaceful, less stressed, more joyful state more often. And I'm going to keep talking about it until the cows come home. So meditation, absolutely love it. I would highly recommend. And the awesome thing about meditation is there's just like no wrong way to do it. There really isn't. There's no wrong way to do meditation. You just, whether it's 10 seconds, it's a minute, it's 5 minutes. I usually try to aim for 15 minutes. I'd be lying to say I do like hours every single day. I don't do that, but I do about at least a couple minutes every day. And then 4 or 5 times a week during the weekdays, more so, I do those 15-minute ones. And it really calms me down. It makes me feel just happier, healthier, and more at peace. And stress is just so harmful to our bodies. It does so much damage then. I'm trying to get rid of that crap and relax as we're going through the pressure. Everyone has a lot of pain going on. We don't need to carry that. And I think meditation is the best way to let that stuff go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and kick this off my screen real quick. Next up is exercise. And exercise is, they said if you could put the benefits of exercise into a pill, it'd be the most beneficial medicine on the planet Earth. There's something special about what it does, just releasing chemicals and moving blood around. The exercise is the bee's knees. And I put in here on the banner, rehab is going well. So unfortunately, my acromioclavicular joint, AC joint, is out. It's a grade 2 separation in my right shoulder, which totally blows. But I have some tendon issues, some scar tissue built up, and a whole bunch of other crap that's causing an overload and weight on the right side of my neck. It's caused me a lot of pain over the last several months, which sucks. And I've been doing rehab workouts to try and make it better. My point on talking about this isn't to just complain to you about it, but that we all have pains. And I just want to say that if you are feeling pain in your body right now, that sucks. And I feel a lot of empathy for you, but we have to continue to push and find alternatives, whether it's rehab or going for a lot of walks. I've walked so much. Our dog loves it because I take him on walks all the time, but walking more, do what we can do. You might not be able to run right this minute, but if you can walk, then we got to walk. You might not be able to do full on bench press or push-ups like I can't right now, but I can do standing holds and rehabs to help continue to stimulate my chest muscles, my shoulder muscles and stuff. I can do that. What can I do? And if you are feeling pain, know that you're not alone. And if you need someone to talk to, you can always go to talktotanner.com and get a hold of me. If you need someone to talk to, I know physical therapists or other people, maybe I can help put you in contact. But either way, we're all in this together, and exercise, it's just so important. So whatever we can do to make sure that we're trying it, we're staying on top of it, because man, there's just nothing like exercise. There's really not, for our mental, physical, emotional health, along with these other self-care routines, right? It's creating our own self-care routine, customizing this morning. Good morning. Good morning. So we have here, so exercise, the last bonus one I wanted to talk about that I've been dabbling with, that I've been finding very interesting, is fasting. So fasting is, I'm trying to put my body into a state of ketosis. I'm trying to get stem cell generation. There's a whole slew of benefits from fasting that you can look up. Dr. Mindy Pell, she's pretty awesome with it. That's where my girlfriend's been getting a ton of her information and recommending it from a lot of the doctors that she works with. So do your research on this. But I will say that I have gotten a ton of benefits from fasting. Last week, I did a 36-hour fast. That one's a little bit longer than I think most people are. What intermittent fasting is in that like 12 to 15-hour range, or 15 to 17-hour range. I can't remember the hours on it, but I've been trying to push it a little farther and farther. And the 36-hour one, I will say, it's like part of it's even a little bit spiritual. It's really beautiful. And I haven't eaten in over a day and a half, and I'm still taking shits. Like, it just shows like what's in your body. And I think that's my biggest thing on it. It recycles my gut bacteria. It really calms my body. It puts me like in the spiritual state, and it just dispels all of the waste that's sitting in my body. If you are not pooping after every single meal that you eat, you have backup. And fasting, I think doing it once a week is a beautiful way to just like get everything out of you, recycle the cells, and help regenerate, because it's putting you into fight or flight, and it helps with regeneration a lot. So that was a bonus I wanted to put on here that I've been doing. I've been doing once a week. So for example, I haven't eaten anything. Well, it's really early in the morning, but I'm probably not going to eat anything until dinner, and that'll be a shorter fast. And there's no, just like reading books, there's no like bad fast, or you just try it again another time. So we don't need to be too hard on ourselves. And there's a bunch of things that we can look up to, and you can test your blood. You can do your blood work, or you can just not eat anything for a while, see how you feel. Or even if you don't want to fast, it's okay to just eat a banana and an apple and some vegetables, and that's it for the day. If you could just try that, that's what I was a little weary about the fasting thing at first. I was like, oh, I don't want to get too skinny and like hurt my body or whatever. So what I did was I just had like a banana, an apple, a bell pepper, and some broccoli, and some like a little bit of mixed nuts, like very small amount. And I ate it in one meal, and then I didn't eat the rest of the day. And then I came to the next day, I was like, oh, I feel pretty good. And then the following week, so I'm only doing it once a week. I'm not trying to do it every day, because if you do it a lot, it will make you skinnier. It will take away lean mass. But I'm doing it once a week. It flushes out my system completely. And I will tell you, my mental clarity when I am fasting is nuts, dude. I can read, I can coach. So usually after one or two coaching sessions, sometimes they're a little more emotional than others, I get tired. And when I am fasting, I can lock in, I can communicate, I can write show notes, I can do research, I can do coaching sessions, I can edit social media posts, I can contact folks. I'm locked in. The psychological benefits are nuts. I think so. But so I wanted to put that out there as a bonus, because that's something I've been doing and I've had a lot of success with. So I'm going to continue to dabble with it, continue to work up, and kind of when I meditate, it's hard to explain. I don't want to get too like spiritual on that side of things, but I was doing some meditations on one of my longer fasts. So I did a 40-minute meditation after like 30 hours of not eating. And dude, it's pretty intense. It's really good. I feel at peace. I feel so much forgiveness in myself and a lot of other things. Again, if you ever want to talk about this stuff and my experiences with it or where you're at with it, you can always go to talktotanner.com and we can jump on you can go to the bottom and schedule a free call. I'm always open to just chat and network. But yeah, so fasting's a really cool one. So we kind of ran through the main benefits so we ran through quite a bit of just items on my self-care routine. Hopefully you're able to pick and prod the things that you want to do, self-care items that you want to enhance your time with. And we don't have to do all of these. We don't have to do one or two. Do as many as you want. Do the ones that make you feel good and just do them consistently and see which one gives you in a rhythm and makes you just enjoy life more, right? That's what these routines are really all about. So talked about the benefits. So we ran through these real quick: reading books, journaling, red light therapy, warm lemon water, cold showers, meditation, exercise, and fasting. These are the ones I'm doing. So what are some benefits on it before I get out of here? So maybe you just have something as you're in conversation with people. The main benefits that I've really gotten on is just improve my mental, physical, and emotional health. I'm not freaking out when something goes wrong. My body's like strong, but I'm lean. So mental, physical, and emotional health benefits, just reducing stress. Life is so stressful as it is. Hopefully these self-care routines can help reduce that stress. That's the mark I really want to make for you. So if I can reduce your stress in any way, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And reduce fighting this inner critic. That's probably one of the main problems that I have going on here with. That's what my one-page life plan does for people. It's just trying to reduce this fight with the inner critic. And lastly, harmony, balance. We just want to reach a state of enjoyment as much as possible in life. You don't have to compare ourselves to other people or believe life needs to be this way or that way. Let's just find balance, whatever that means to you. Balance for you is a different answer than it is for me. So that's why it's exploring yourself is so important. And I think self-care routines do just that. It really helps us explore ourselves and all that. So thanks for tuning in to the show this morning. And if you know anyone who could benefit or anyone you know who needs a coach, who wants a coach to work with them and wants to do a 6-week challenge, make sure to go to talktotanner.com or send them to talktotanner.com. It means the world to me as we're trying to make an impact on reducing people's stress and improving their joy. Thanks so much. And I'll catch you guys bright and early, 8 a.m. with another episode of the Talk to Tanner Morning Show, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Cheers, friends. This was episode 395. You all have an incredible, incredible day. And in case you needed to hear it, I love you. You're a badass. You got this. Self-care routines all the way, rituals. Which ones will you be doing today? Check you later. Peace.